If you were the president of the United States, what would be the three things you would do?
If I was president, what?
The U.S.
Yeah.
What would be the three things you would want to do?
What would be
immediately?
the three things that I would want to do? That's a really good question. I think the single most important thing I would want to do is to try to apply good engineering principles to government. Government is like a giant piece of software. It's like an operating system for a whole country. And when you develop that complex a piece of software, you would need to have requirements. And then you would want to write code, and you would want to adjust and modify that code to implement the requirements that you have. But that's not how our government works at all. We pass all these laws without really having a lot of high-level requirements, and that's not uncommon in other governments. I actually really like that we have a constitution that outlines such an effective structure for government to try to prevent any one person from having too much power, but while still giving enough power to an executive that when something major happens, someone can respond quickly with the full capability of the country when it's needed, like in a natural disaster. So I don't think it's that I would do something on a specific topic, but it's more that I would want people to approach government in a different way. To approach government as trying to find the common ground requirements and then engineering what are the best solutions for these social problems.
It's number one.
Well, I think everything else would derive out of that principle, probably.
I think so.
I think we have an unfortunate lack of political discourse right now. I think we've got we've maybe taken a few steps backwards in terms of being more cognizant of a wide range of views. People have gotten much more narrow, reinforcing their own views instead of thinking about really trying to legitimately listen to other ideas. Even insofar as we often say open-mindedness, and now it's as though open-mindedness has actually just become one end of the spectrum. It's like an alias for the liberal end of the spectrum, that somehow if you're open-minded, you're definitively going to have one set of views, and if you don't share those views, that you're not open-minded, when what we really need is a dialogue that encourages genuine open-mindedness in both ways. Open-mindedness to think about reframing problems in ways that might allow them to be solved without creating false dichotomies where there are only two viewpoints for how a problem could be solved.
Thank you, Mark.